In 2019, my very first SEO project as a freelancer grew from 0 to over 166,000 organics per month. How much did that cost? Well, it cost $1,500. Not $1,500 per month, $1,500 total. Now, $1,500 might not sound like a lot to you, but that's 100 months of Tinder Premium or a really nice mattress on the internet. This work was done 4 years ago, and every month since, they've generated more than 130,000 organics a month. And 48 times 130,000 is 6.25 million organics per month that they've received over the last 4 years. For $1,500, that's a pretty good ROI. The unique thing about this project is we didn't create any content. It was a programmatic SEO campaign. Let me explain. CampusReel is a college review website competing with niche.com, US News, Princeton Review, and if you search for any college in America, you're gonna see one of these 3 websites. The opportunity is ginormous. These websites are generating billions and billions of organics a month. The difference between CampusReel and these other brands besides budget is CampusReel collects real college reviews from real college students with video. Now, if you know me, I'm the content velocity guy, but CampusReel didn't have the budget to publish editorial content. So I had to make do with what they had, which is over 14,000 reviews from real college students. The first thing we addressed is their URL structure. CampusReel was built in Ruby on Rails, and that meant that all of their URLs were garbly-gook. So we switched the URLs to friendly URLs that included the college they were reviewing in the URL. campusreel.com/colleges/school name. Now, with the URLs fixed, it's time to fix their site structure. The closer a page is to the homepage, the easier it is to rank. That's because of what SEOs call a crawl budget. Google may be one of the world's most capitalized and profitable companies, but that doesn't mean indexing the entire internet isn't insanely expensive. Last year, Google had indexing issues. Rumor has it was due to lack of cooling capacity to keep their data centers at the optimal temperature. Recently, I heard a stat that of the pages Google crawls, 94% don't make it into its index. It's simply too expensive. So when the Googlebot lands on your homepage, you want to make it as easy, aka cheap as possible to crawl your entire website. The further into your website Google has to go to discover new pages, the more likely they are to give up and go crawl someone else, which means we need to minimize the number of clicks it takes to go from the homepage to any given page that we want to rank. But when you have thousands or tens of thousands of pages, you can't link to them all directly from the homepage. So you have to create a site structure that minimizes the number of clicks it takes to get anywhere you want to rank. For CampusReel, we created a new set of category, also called hub pages. Basically, we bucketed the list of colleges, Ivy Leagues, big schools, art schools, etc. Because just like we can't link to every individual school directly from the homepage, we also can't link to every given school in just one category. So we needed several. And with this site structure, Google or users can now click into any school that CampusReel has reviews on in just 2 clicks. We also added these same set of category pages to the footer. When you click into a category page, it shows you all of the schools that are tagged with that category. Now, most websites don't have thousands or tens of thousands of pages, but this concept is still important. Let me show you what it looks like on a more traditional website. Links from the homepage are the most powerful internal links that you can create. Basically, an internal link tells Google how important a page is to your brand. And the more internal links you have, and the closer they are to the homepage, the easier those pages are to rank. But because we have too many pages to link to directly, we're gonna link to category pages. From the homepage for sure, definitely the footer, sometimes the header nav if the number of category pages isn't too big. Now, there's a little bit of nuance here because you do have some surface area to link to individual pages from the homepage, regardless of how many pages you have. What we'll do is we'll create 2 widgets. The first link to top pages, and these are the pages that have the most business impact, or at least the opportunity to drive the most business impact, whether that's signups, revenue, demos, search volume, however you evaluate business impact. The other UI widget we'll create is we'll link to the most recent editorial content. What this does is it brings the most recently published blog posts directly onto the homepage for a couple days before they're pushed off by the next cohort of content. And that makes sure they get indexed super quick as soon as they're published. The same concept applies when you go to the blog category page, the place where all of the new blog posts live. Once you get more than a couple hundred blog posts, dumping the most recent blog posts onto the blog category is no longer sufficient. Instead, you should replace those links with links to the category of those blogs. And inside each category, you should display at least 100 pages before making the user or the Googlebot use the pagination to discover the next set. And inside each category page, you should display somewhere between 80 and 100 pages before making the user and Googlebot use your pagination to discover more. So that covers the CampusReel hub and category page strategy. Next, we optimize individual school pages. Previously, CampusReel just dumped all of their video reviews onto a single page. Each student who submits reviews to CampusReel covers 3 key things: general reviews, dorm reviews, and food reviews. So we created subpages for each one of these review types and linked to them in the subheader navigation of each school. Next, we wanted to get some content on these pages because outside of the videos, they had nothing. But again, we didn't have a budget for content. So we had CampusReel use an API to transcribe all of their video reviews. And we embedded that text onto the web page, helping Google understand what the page was about and driving better UX metrics from visitors. So let's talk about the finishing touches. The last thing we did was we optimized the school's meta descriptions. Now, according to some recent Google documentation, meta descriptions are not a direct ranking factor. But does that mean they can't be optimized to influence rankings? They actually can. Here's how it works. If you rank in, let's say, position 5 for a keyword, and users consistently skip over the first 4 results to click your page, eventually, after that happens enough times, Google's gonna increase where you rank. This tells Google that there's something about your page that creates more value than the pages above it. And after that happens enough times, eventually Google is gonna test you ranking higher. Now, if you're familiar with SEO, then you should also be familiar with the Google page 1 ranking dance. Hit page 1, bounce off. Hit page 1, maybe you stick, maybe you bounce off and never bounce back on, until you refresh your content and Google gives you another ticket to the Google rankings dance. To help you visualize this, I borrowed an image from James Dooley at FactRank, showing this exact process. Now, if you've been following my content, you know that I believe Google is using UX metrics to figure out whether you add more value than any other page Google could show. But if you're not familiar, check out my video about how Google actually works. It covers leaked documents from the US government's antitrust lawsuit against Google, proving that Google does use UX metrics to influence reach, which makes sense because Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, even YouTube use UX metrics to influence reach. And Google has access to the data through Chrome, Android, and Google Analytics. And up until OpenAI, Google was considered the most innovative big data company in the world. Between the leaked documents, my experience ranking hundreds of thousands of keywords without building backlinks, the fact that every other platform is using UX metrics, Google has access to the data, means I believe that UX metrics are the most important ranking factor. But I digress. Back to CampusReel's metas. Whether meta descriptions are a direct ranking factor or not, we wanted to create a meta description that would compel the searcher to scroll past any results above CampusReel and then click into CampusReel, whether CampusReel was in position 2 or number 8. And we did it by ending every meta description with, "You wouldn't believe what school name is." Well, I gotta know. The searcher has to know. The school you choose is the most important decision you'll make in your life at that age. We make the searcher think that CampusReel is going to tell them something no one else will, compelling the user to scroll past any results above CampusReel and click into CampusReel. So that concludes my work with CampusReel, but it's not the end of their story. The campaign was so successful, CampusReel kept on pushing, and I had equipped them with enough knowledge to know what to do next. They found a new set of opportunities targeting GPA calculators and acceptance rates into universities. And I loved it because when you click into these pages, they funnel you to the school reviews. They internal link like a BOWS. They use tables to display structured data. And they even created simple embedded calculators to drive even better UX metrics than text alone would create. Nice work, CampusReel team, and nice work, contentdistribution.com. So this was the 3rd project I've taken to over 100,000 organics a month without building any backlinks. Check out the rest of the videos in this case study series. I cover everything else: KPIs, keyword research, hiring writers, internal linking, everything but backlinks. Now at this point, you probably have some questions. So the next thing you should do is join our Facebook group, Fat Graph Content Ops. It's the #1 content ops community on the internet with more than 11,000 marketers and SEOs. And it's not just me giving away my secrets. I convinced a bunch of marketers and SEOs to give away their secrets too. People like Rand Fishkin and folks from SEMrush, Quora, Coinbase, G2, Shopify, and more in the group sharing their secrets with you. You just gotta join. Go to facebook.com/group/content distribution engine or tap the link in the description. Also, don't forget to smash that subscribe subscribe button because I'm giving it all away. See you next week.